Hey there, welcome back to another edition in our Say What series. You know, last week I talked about one difference between respect and honor. I said respect is earned, while honor is given. Respect is something we work for and receive, while honor is something we choose to give, which means that honor is actually more reflective of us than it is of others. This attribute of honor is reflected in a command given to Christians in 1 Peter chapter 2. Peter wrote this to Christians. He says, "Submit yourselves for the Lord's sake to every authority instituted among men." Say, what? Like every authority? Yep, every authority. And in case you were, wanting to skip out on one, he mentions two of the most common authorities we want to skip out on honoring. He mentions the government and a bad boss. Now, I get it. When it comes to the government, we're just not going to agree with every decision they make. But let's be honest here. I doubt you agree with every decision you've ever made either. And I know that, we really highly value freedoms in our land, especially freedom of speech. But Peter actually tells us under Christ, our freedoms are curbed, that we actually have a responsibility. And that's why he says, for the sake of Christ, submit. Peter goes on and he says, show proper respect to everyone. And he says, love the brotherhood of believers, fear God, honor the king. Yeah, but what if the government just isn't all that honorable? Well, this is where the context of Peter's writings really make his writings shine. Peter wrote this probably sometime between AD 64 and his death in AD 68. And this is really important because in AD 64, a devastating fire swept through Rome, destroying most of the city. And Nero, who was emperor at the time, decided to blame the entire event on Christians. And Nero was famous because of a great persecution broke out among Christians. And Nero was famous for taking Christians, putting them on poles, lighting them on fires, human torches, and these human torches would light his garden at night. And also, Peter was martyred under, guess who? You got it, Nero. And it was in this context, in this environment that Peter wrote, honor the king. Honor the king. Do it for the sake of Christ. So I get it, you and I aren't going to agree with everything the government says or everything the government does, but we've been given a responsibility to honor the authorities that have been put in place. And I think this includes honoring them with the words we say, honoring them with the actions we take, and honoring them even in the way we choose to disagree with them. If respect is earned and honor is given, this is actually reflective of you. And if you're a Christian, it's also reflective of Jesus. May we be those who honor well. We'll see you next time.